Hello, pals. It's me, your friend Johnny. I'm here, just biking along on my way to class, and thought I'd try this new thing. Not biking, but recording the biking. Why, you may ask? Well, good question. I've been thinking a lot about that. Think about where to begin. Well, first things first, I've been biking a lot since moving back to Toronto, you know? Biking's great. Good for the heart, good for the soul, good for the mind, good for the body, good for communities, good for the environment. It's just, biking is a really good, great thing all around. And I enjoy it thoroughly. Anywhere I gotta go, I try my darndest to get there by bike. And so yeah, I bike a lot. But biking in the city, even with bike lanes in some places, it's still not the safest thing. Right? You know, occasionally you get a divided bike lane. More often than not, you're just in a painted bike lane, which really doesn't offer you that much protection. And honestly, a lot of the time, you have to bike on streets without any bike lanes whatsoever, divided or painted, and it's just not safe. So I try and bike as safely as I can. I'm pretty cognizant of my surroundings, but people behind the wheels of large metal objects traveling at great speeds, you never know what's happening. Maybe they're on their phone, maybe they're having a medical emergency, but it's always possible for one of them to hit you. So, part of me really wanted to get a camera as a sort of dash cam for when I bike, right? And I thought, whoa, what better way than to get a 360 camera like the one I'm using now. That way I can record in front of me, I can record beside me, I can record behind me, on top, you know, car falls out of the sky. I can document it, right? So, and I had used these 360 cameras before in the past when I worked on the show Gold Rush. So I kind of knew what they're capable of. I knew their shortcomings, but I also knew they're a pretty great piece of technology that can make for really interesting bike footage. So, and you know, ability to document my rides. And, you know, at least give me a little bit of backup in case I happen to get hit by a car, or somebody jumps me, or the cops pull me over and want to hassle me, as they sometimes do. You know, so I just really wanted to have a camera on my bike to document all that. Plus, the city's beautiful and it's nice to show off as you ride. What better way to see the city than ride through it? So that was the main reason I got the camera. And then I was also, as I'm working through my master's, I'm working on this project, my major research project. And the idea behind it is I want to build a mobile projection unit on a bike trailer so I can go out in the city and practice tactical media, do some pop-up art showings, stuff like that. I thought, well, this would be a really great way to document that as well. And then also just to document my progress, my process as I go along. So I've been writing a lot, journaling a lot, trying to write stuff down as I go, work through this process, whether that's research, whether that's interesting ideas I have, whether I've been doing a lot of autoethnography, autobiography type stuff where thinking and writing about sort of my past, all the way from when I was a kid, right up to now, and everything that I've gone through that's brought me to this place. It's kind of made me who I am, because that informs this project that I want to work on and what I'm doing in my master's. So yeah, been journaling a lot, writing a lot, and it's been great. It's been amazing for a process. I haven't done that in years, and so most have been using Obsidian and just typing out my notes. But I thought, well, most days I'm either biking to and from school or biking to and from work. It's a good 20 to 25 minutes each way, so that's nearly an hour every day where I'm just biking along. What if I could make that time a little more productive, rather than listen to some tunes? Maybe I put the tunes out there and, just talk, vocally journal while I'm biking. Being on the bike's great. It really gets the mind going, gets you thinking, fresh air, moving your legs, getting the blood flowing, really gets the brain going. So, I'm already here on this bike having all these great thoughts anyways. Why not just set up a camera, little microphone, and just ramble while I bike. Get two birds stoned at once, right? Holy smokes, it's windy. Wonder if you can even hear me right now. Maybe I'll do this up. It's windy and damp. It's still warm. It's really weird weather to dress for, but anyways, I digress. Yeah, so this, I should also say that this was very much inspired by Dr. Chris Alexander, the video games prof, whose class I'm taking right now. It's actually, the class is actually video game design, or trends in video game design, but Chris purposely leaves it wide open that you can do anything. And while I was sort of working on a video game and touch designer, I've always loved YouTube. I've learned so much off YouTube. I've been entertained for hours and hours and hours off YouTube, since I was young, since YouTube kind of first came about. I've been all about it, so I love it. And I've always kind of thought about what it would be like to start YouTubing, start a vlog, I guess. I like video journal, but kids these days, I guess they call it vlogging, so I guess that's what I'm doing. And so, that was one of the things that Chris kind of mentioned could be done in this class. You didn't necessarily have to make a video game. Basically, as long as you put in the work on doing something to show your skills, show your superpower, put yourself out there in the world, and document it all, he'd be happy. So, I actually started out, I made a couple short tutorial style videos where I was showing off the video game I was making, but kind of really enjoyed that process. And then I found out that the equipment distribution center at my school actually had some Insta360 cameras that could be rented out for free to students. So I picked one of those up last week and did a test version of this. And lo and behold, it worked great. It looked pretty decent. I was able to ramble for the full 20-25 minutes that we were biking. The sound left something to be desired, but I think I'm figuring it out. I got this old lav mic that I've had for a long time. And you get a adapter for these Insta360 cameras. Actually, you can see, here's the cord to the lav mic now. Maybe one day I'll get a wireless mic. Probably be a much better idea, but just spent what little money I had on this camera. So that's step one. And so here we are, and this is the plan. Just do a bunch of these videos, maybe every day. Just try and record, either on the way to school or work, or on the way back, or maybe even both. Or if I happen to not have school or work a day, which isn't that often, but if I happen to have a day where I'm not at school or work, maybe I go out, take a fun ride, down to the beach, down to the Don Valley, just cruise around the neighborhoods. I don't know. Take a fun ride and just ramble. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just keep doing this. Some days I might talk about my work, or school, or schoolwork. Some days I might just rant about Doug Ford wanting to tear up bike lanes that are already built. Like, come on, man. That's so dumb. I don't know. I had this thought too. Like, who knows? Maybe, find some other folks who are into cycling, get them on a bike beside me, slap a camera on them and a mic on them. Boom. You can do a podcast style video from bikes. You can do interviews while we bike along. Maybe we'll even start with Dr. Chris. I think he might be into that. We'll see. I'll ask him. We'll find out. I know he's a busy guy, so no pressure, but we'll see. Anyways, I do love cruising along on the bike. Whew. Speedy there. Yeah. I do love cycling. It's a good time. Oh my God, the brakes on this city biker. Oof. These city bikes, I love them. Such a great program. So awesome to just be able to pick up a bike at a rack, bike wherever you need, drop it off at another rack. You don't have to worry about your bike being locked up in the middle of nowhere, getting stolen. They're not always the greatest condition, but they're in a condition. They run, they function, they'll get you where you're going. So, I mean, if you deal with squeaky brakes and crunchy pedals, you're okay to not get there as fast as humanly possible, then they're perfect for that, right? Super affordable. I think when we moved here, I didn't have a lock for my bike yet. I was worried about leaving it out in public, so I got a bike share membership. And beside you, got myself a bike share membership. There we go, rack right there. Got myself a membership. I don't know, it costs what, like $120 a year? Like, think about it. Are the main modes of transportation? Like, luckily I have my own bike as well, which, I like to ride in the summer when it's nice out, but most of the winter I'm riding these guys because, I don't have to worry about my bike components, my chain getting all messed up by salt and snow, and, it's got skinny tires. If it's real snowed in, I wouldn't bike on these either. And I'm taking the TTC, which shouts out to the TTC, the people mover. It's pretty great. I know people like to gripe about service sometimes on the TTC, but you know what? Still better than crazy car congestion, so shouts out to y'all. Big Red over here. So yeah, I like to bike. What was I on about? I don't remember now. Biking's fun. Feels good. Gets the blood pumping. As you see the city, say hi to your neighbors. Get some exercise in. It's good times. One of the things I like to do while I'm biking sometimes when I'm not rambling. Let's do a little meditation. Real simple. For those who've never meditated or done breath work before, just follow me. It goes like this. You breathe in, and then you breathe out. Breathe in, and out. And you just keep doing that. You know? In, and out. It feels really good. Really good. Every time I do the breathing thing, I feel pretty good about it. You know? I think that's what helps too, is breathing through your nose, out through your mouth. There's lots of different ways to do it, you know? Sometimes all nose, all mouth, but I like the nose in, mouth out method. It works pretty well. And so another thing you can try doing while you're doing that is just kind of, you don't have to think too hard, but just think about that air going in and out of you, right? Like, feel the air as it goes in through your nose. And feel the air as it leaves your mouth. You know, and just kind of put your mind in that place where you're just thinking about your breathing. And yeah, as minds do, it'll wander a bit. You know, probably start thinking about something else, like, I don't know, man, it's kind of cold out today, or geez, cars need to slow down, or wow, I really wish they don't pull out the bike lanes that are already built. But that happens. It's fine. It's cool. Think about it for a sec. And then when you realize that that's where your mind's gone, just consciously be like, oh yeah, right. I was thinking about my breathing. And then go back to thinking about your breathing and breathing. I mean, you're going to be breathing anyways, probably. But just think about it a little bit, you know? Put your mind in that place. That's all there is. Real simple. Trust me, it feels good. It feels so good. Not just for your body. Like, obviously, breathing is good for your body. It needs breathing. I don't know if I could fully explain the physiological process right now, but breathing is good for your body, but it's really good for your mind. Especially when you stop and just think about your breath a little bit while you do it. Yeah. Feels good. Helps to calm you down. I mean, Lord knows we all need a little calming down these days. Things are hot. This world is in a hot state. I guess we fired up, but we're fired up and angry all the time. Not always the best thing. I mean, definitely a place for anger and passion. But can't let it control you either, so breathing is one of those little things you can do. Help get your mind right. Help you focus in on, you know, changing the world, making it a better place. Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. Anyways, if you sat through this whole thing, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. You're amazing. And hopefully we can make more of these. And hopefully you'll check them out. But if not, that's cool too. No stress. All right. Bye.